Today we're taking a look at the new 2022 SR350 from Bowtech. Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube, and today we are taking a look at the new 2022 lineup from Bowtech, and we've got the new SR350. Now this new bow from Bowtech is their fastest bow they've had out in a few years, and they're trying to get back up on the speed game a little bit, and this is what they're doing it with. Now Bowtech is up there on the West Coast, and they are made here in the USA, and we're hoping that's going to keep the supply chain moving and keeping bows on the shelf this year. Now the IBO spec rating on this bow is coming to you at 350 feet per second, and the axle to axle is 33 inches. Now the overall cam to cam length is 39 inches on this bow, giving you a really long, stable, good feeling platform for this bow. Now the brace height is coming to you at 6 inches, and it is fairly short, but they're gaining that accuracy and less torque back with that longer axle to axle. Now we have been throwing in that reflex measurement on this riser, and it's coming to you at 5 1/4, and that's reflected in the fact that you've got that shorter brace height and that grip is sitting so much further behind the limb pockets. Now the factory spec weight on this bow is coming to you at 4.4 pounds, and we took it out of the box and threw it on the scales, and we got a weight of 5 point even. Coming into you a little bit heavy from Bowtech this year, and we're seeing that with several of their models. And when we took those dampeners off, those orbit dampeners, we got it down to 4.8. Being a little longer axle to axle bow, it does warrant being a little heavier bow model, but we do feel that it's coming in a little heavier than spec and a little heavier than we would like to see. Now obviously if you're weighting that back up with stabilizers and things, it may not be anything to be concerned about, but it is not coming in at spec weight. Now the draw length options on this cam, and it is a new cam, kind of reminds us of that SR6 cam from a couple years ago. It's got a more of a hatchet style, more aggressive look to it. Still got a smooth feel, and we'll talk about that later, but the overall look of the cam looks more aggressive. Now the draw length spread on this cam will take you all the way from a short end of 25 inches and out to 30 inches, giving you plenty of range and adjustability on this cam to fit most archers. Now the draw weight on this bow is available in 3 different options, coming to you in 50, 60, or 70 pounds, and that's going to fit most everybody and give you that option to get it down to weights that are manageable for most archers. Now Bowtech did keep with most of their technology from the last several years. They've kept that DeadLock system across the entire platform, still coming to you with that DeadLock Cam System with the flip disc. So you're going to be able to tune this bow very easily without a press. If you're getting a paper tear that's not what you want or bad air flight, you're going to be able to adjust that on that DeadLock Cam System with just a twist of an Allen wrench, moving that cam left and right, bringing it back into line. And that flip disc, if you're wanting a little more speed out of this bow, you're going to be able to flip that over to the performance setting and be able to get probably another 7 to 9 feet per second out of this bow. Now one thing we did notice is Bowtech has made it really nice and easy to make those adjustments on this cam and labeling those holes and adjustment spots very clearly with actual draw length measurements, marking them with laser engraving on those cams. Looks really good, but most importantly makes it very easy for you at home to know that you've got that draw stop peg as well as your flip disc module in the right spot depending on the draw length that you're needing. They did keep with their DeadLock pocket system. It's still a wide pocket and a wide limb, giving you a nice stable platform to shoot off of. They also kept with their DeadLock cable containment system, giving you that nice flex cable rod on the side of the bow, taking torque out of the cam, giving you better accuracy, and also that DeadLock roller system in there, giving a nice smooth feel through the draw cycle with those rollers. The other thing that Bowtech kept for this year is their clutch performance grip system. And that's going to allow you to change out those grips into multiple color options to customize this bow any way you see fit. It also gives you that high risk grip option if that's something that you prefer and gives you a better feel for your shooting technique. The other thing they kept is a double rest hold option on this riser, and that's something we like to see, that if you've got a rest that you can lock down with double rest holds, you just know that it's going to be locked down in a position that's not going to be able to be bumped or moved. Now they did keep with their orbit dampener system, and there are 2 that come on the bow, and they give you plenty of options of places to move those orbit dampeners around on the riser to give you a different feel or a different weight to this riser if necessary. They did keep with their single stabilizer hole up front, as well as the single string stop in the back, allowing you to get a dead, nice feel in this bow, taking plenty of the vibration out of the shot. They also kept with 2 sight mounting hole options on the riser, so you're able to mount your sight forward or back, as well as up and down, depending on the adjustments that you need to get the sight picture that you want. Now, Bowtech kept with 9 color options on this bow, giving you 4 solid color options with black, OD green, smoke gray, as well as flat dark earth. And they gave you 5 camo options available on this riser with subalpine, mossy oak breakup country, realtree edge, QU verde, as well as Cryptek altitude. So you're going to be able to customize this bow in a ton of color options, making it just the way you want it to look. Now, the map retail on this bow is going to be at $11.99. And since it is a longer axle to axle, a little bigger bow and a little faster bow, that sits there right with everybody else's flagship price points at $1,200. It's going to be a great platform and a great feeling shooting bow with a little more speed than you're seeing out of some of the other models from Bowtech, if that's something you're wanting at that price point. From here, we're going to step over to the lane. We're going to take a few shots out of this bow. As usual, we will be shooting this bow with a 400 grain arrow at 29-inch draw length on 70 pounds and the 85% lead off. Now, something we are going to do different is give you a few other speed ratings at several other weights of arrows, all the way from 350 out to 500 grains. So we've stepped over here to the lane, and we have got the SR350, and we're going to take a few shots out of this bow, kind of give you an idea where the speed rating's at on this. As usual, we will be shooting this bow at 29-inch draw length with a 400 grain arrow, 70 pounds, and 85% let off on these cams. Now, the other thing we're going to do is give you a breakdown of what the other speeds are coming in at different weights, as well as the noise rating and overall feel of the bow. So let's take a few shots and see what we get here. All right, so with the 400 grain arrow, we're getting 300 feet per second. Pretty fast. It's not the fastest bow we've shot, but it is toward the upper end of things, and it should be. It's IBO rated at 350, and certainly should be coming in faster than most of those bows that are IBO rated a little lower. Now, we also took a few shots for the sake of time with some other grain weight arrows to kind of give you a breakdown of where this bow performs as far as speed, depending on your setup. So at a 350 grain arrow, we shot this bow and got 319 feet per second. Now, that is falling a little bit short of what Bowtech's speed rating is at 350. Granted, we're not at 30-inch draw, but we're close. So after that, we shot it with a 450 grain arrow, and we got 285 feet per second. Now, we also shot this bow with a 500 grain arrow and got 271 feet per second. So you can see that it's holding pretty good speeds right through a heavier arrow. Now, as far as the noise rating on this bow, it's coming in at 96.9 decibels. Again, not the quietest bow we've shot, but certainly not the loudest. It's on the middle to lower end of the noise rating, and overall a fairly quiet bow, even though they're getting some better speeds out of this cam. Now, the other thing, when you look at this, and we discussed it a little bit earlier, it resembles that SR6 cam, which looked aggressive, but in the feel of it is not. And so the same is true here again. Even though the cam looks aggressive, the draw cycle on this bow is quite smooth. Really feels pretty nice overall for being a faster bow. And it does come over and sit very well in the hand. That clutch grip system, you know, takes a lot of the torque out of it, sits very well in the hand, feels really good. And then the after shot of this bow is very dead in the hand, shoots extremely well, and just has a great feel overall. So if this is something that you're looking for, a little faster Bowtech than they've had in the past, and you're wanting to look at one of the new SR350s, give us a call here at Mike's Archery and we'll get you set up with one.